Looking forward to it. A wheelchair salesman that our News 5 Investigates team exposed as a con artist last year has pleaded guilty to 2 separate felony theft cases. In both those cases, prosecutors gave him no prison time. As chief investigative reporter Eric Ross discovered, there's a third case out there that the police investigated, but the 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office can't seem to account for it.
Edward Fickas targeted people with physical disabilities, selling wheelchairs he never delivered. In 2 different court proceedings, Fickas pleaded guilty in exchange for a deferred sentence to avoid prison. Tonight, we're digging into the plea deals made and questioning what happened to a case we brought to Colorado Springs Police more than a year ago.
He doesn't answer the phone when I call, and he doesn't call back when I leave messages.
Ron Hall is talking about Edward Fickas, the owner of Best Priced Mobility Scooters. Fickas sold Hall a specialized power chair last year. The cost, a little more than $2,200.
It's in the corner here. It's model GP620. It's the Golden Compass HD.
But after Fickas didn't deliver the wheelchair or refund his money, Hall contacted News 5 Investigates for help. In an email, Fickas told us he, quote, lost his business and blames his wheelchair supplier, Golden Technologies, for doubling the cost of his wheelchairs. But this was a lie. Our hidden cameras caught Fickas selling wheelchairs at a local senior living center. He even offered to sell one of our undercover producers the same wheelchair Ron Hall had been waiting for.
I do over 100,000 wheelchairs. I buy 60 to 70,000 a month from Golden Technologies, a year from Golden Technologies.
But Fickas' relationship with Golden Technologies soured, and so did his relationship with the senior living center. Shortly after our undercover investigation aired, the center cut ties with Fickas, and Golden Technologies sued him for an unpaid balance and won a $17,000 judgment. In October 2018, Fickas was charged with felony theft in a case involving an at-risk adult. The Colorado Springs Police Department says Fickas sold a wheelchair to a different victim and didn't deliver the product. In this case, Fickas received a 4-year deferred sentence. Then, 4 months later, in February of this year, the Littleton Police Department charged Fickas with another case of theft, this time for taking a customer's wheelchair on consignment and never giving the owner money after it was sold. In this case, Fickas received another 4-year deferred sentence, but we wanted to know whether the second charge would have voided the first deferred sentence and sent Fickas to prison. In a 2-sentence statement, a spokesperson for the 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office said, quote, the Arapahoe offense date predates the date of the plea. Had the date occurred after the plea, the deferred sentence could have been revoked. Fair enough, but what about Mr. Hall's case? When we asked what happened, Dan May's lead spokesperson, Lee Richards, said, quote, you'll want to check with CSPD for that. We did, and were told that information was given to the DA's office for review. So we followed back up with the DA's office and got no response. However, after our story on Mr. Hall aired, a local veteran named Michael Hayes decided to step up to the plate and make things right.
Eric, we saw the news report about the individual that was not treated fairly by one of the other mobility dealers here in town, and I just felt that it was wrong. This is the kind of chair he needs.
Without any hesitation, Hayes donated a gently used power chair to Mr. Hall. Fickas also returned a portion of Hall's money after we got involved. And while we don't know why the DA's office hasn't filed charges against Fickas in this specific case, in a bombshell discovery, we uncovered the DA's office reviewed the matter for possible felony charges against yours truly as a result of helping Mr. Hall get a new wheelchair and money back.
I wouldn't have gotten anything if it hadn't been for you and your station.
But according to Colorado Springs Police, asking and giving someone an opportunity to right their wrongs before airing a news story could be seen as felony extortion. CSPD later saying in an official statement, quote, the DA's office did not find any wrongdoing on Mr. Ross's part. But bottom line,
there shouldn't be anybody out there preying on the mobility impaired.
To date, the DA's office has not responded to our questions asking what happened with Mr. Hall's case. Was it lost or simply deemed a civil matter? We don't know, but we'll keep pressing for answers. And one thing is certain, we have a team of consumer advocates and investigative reporters working for you, and we are here to make a difference in our community. If you have a problem or issue you'd like to bring to my attention, call or email me anytime. I do read every one of your emails and listen to every one of your voice messages. Always watching out for you, Eric Ross, News 5 Investigates.